And we begin in Baltimore. That is a live shot of City Hall right now, sunny and calm, ahead of more rallies today. The Maryland governor calling for a day of prayer and peace after a tumultuous week. Those riots on Monday. A mother showing her son some very tough love. That surreal scene at Camden Yards Wednesday. Orioles playing the White Sox, not a single fan in the stands. And on Friday, State Attorney Marilyn Mosby's surprisingly swift bombshell, 6 officers charged for the death of Freddie Gray, sparking a national conversation on crime, policing, poverty, and race. We're covering all the angles this week, and we begin in Baltimore with ABC's Jim Avila. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, George. The protests and marches continue here, some of them large in size, but mostly peaceful. The real trouble coming mostly at night, at curfew time. Overnight, a curfew still in effect. More protests, and Baltimore's police commissioner saying he'll wait for the investigation to proceed.
And now we'll have the confidence that the truth will come out and the truth will overcome for all.
All of it sparked when Baltimore stunned itself and the nation. Its youngest chief prosecutor in the country, 35-year-old Marilyn Mosby, announced that she wants to put 6 of her police officers in prison for killing a poor black man.
To the people of Baltimore and the demonstrators across America, I heard your call for no justice, no peace.
The city that went from riots on Monday to celebrations by Friday.
This is what democracy looks like.
Is today patting itself on the back for standing up to what many see as an epidemic of police brutality.
For the naysayers who said, what is marching going to do? Marching got us to this point.
The 6 officers, 3 white and 3 black, accused of loading Freddie Gray, cuffed and shackled, face down into a police van, leading to his death following an illegal arrest, are free on bail and will appear in court on May 27th. Their police union says they did no wrong and accused the state's attorney of a political prosecution designed to quell the unrest rather than seek justice.
We are disappointed in the apparent rush to judgment, given the fact the investigation into this matter has not been concluded.
The union wants a special prosecutor appointed, but Mosby says she's from a police family. Both parents were on the force, and she told me her office will not give up the case.
My job as the prosecutor is to follow and uphold the law, and that means equally applying justice to those with or without a badge.
There's another protest scheduled for this afternoon. Baltimore authorities are reluctant to lift the curfew until they're absolutely sure the city is safe and secure. Until then, the National Guard will remain on post, and the state of emergency remains in effect. George?
Okay, Jim, thanks very much. Our next guest has been marching in Baltimore streets all week long. There's Congressman Elijah Cummings on Thursday night, his West Baltimore district ground zero for this crisis. He joins us now from City Hall. Congressman Cummings, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
George,
how did Baltimore come out of this week?
I think we did pretty good. It was a very unfortunate incident with Freddie Gray, a young man who died a very tragic death. But as far as Baltimore is concerned, I thought initially we had a lot of problems on Monday, but I think overall it's been a lot of peaceful protests, and that's a good thing.
As you know, those 6 officers are vowing to fight the charges. We just saw the head of the police union call it a rush to judgment. Are you confident these charges are going to lead to convictions, and will we see new unrest if they don't?
Well, I don't know. I feel very comfortable with regard to what Ms. Mosley has done. She is a veteran prosecutor. She's a young lady who has spent a lot of time addressing these kinds of issues. And her integrity is impeccable, without a doubt. And I think she made the very best decision that she could. She looked at all the evidence and did what she had to do.
What has to happen in the meantime? You said more than 80 members of Congress have come to you saying they're worried their city is next. What can you do to prevent that?
Well, one of the things we've got to do, George, is we've got to invest in our cities and our children. A lot of young people feel that they have been disconnected, and we have to have what I call an inclusion revolution, and address issues such as joblessness and training for young people. And we also have to look at our police department very carefully. We need to have a up and down look at it, and address it and be honest and address it in an effective way.
Finally, sir, a lot of us were struck by the cover of Time magazine this week. It showed the city of Baltimore striking out America 1968 in 2015. A lot of people say Baltimore never recovered from those riots in 1968. What is it going to take to recover this time?
Well, it's going to take all of us. It's going to take everybody from the president, the governor, all of our state legislators, and certainly we're going to have the business community and foundations. George, I can tell you people are already rallying, trying to address these problems. And then again, we're going to have to go back and make sure that we listen to our children. I feel their pain. Just the other day, a young man told me, he said, Mr. Cummings, I feel like I'm in my coffin trying to claw out of it. And that's not the way that we want our children to feel.
Boy, that is for sure. Thank you, Congressman. Thanks very much for joining us this morning.